I'm a 64-year-old woman who has been a banker for 43 years, retired recently. I have 2 children, a loving husband who supported me through my bout of cancer. I started out with KeyBank in Syracuse, and I started out as a teller and worked my way up to an operations manager over the 23 years I was there. Unfortunately, KeyBank merged with Society and moved a lot of stuff out of Syracuse. So I took a year off and collected unemployment, my severance, and just enjoyed life for a little bit and decided, what do I want to be when I grow up? Well, I decided to be a banker again and went to M&T, and I worked with the commercial real estate group for 20 years there. So I retired a year ago, and as of that, I've been working with a lot of not-for-profit groups, part-time working and volunteering, and just trying to find my niche. I was lucky in that my doctor pushed me to have an MRI when nothing was showing on my mammos. My mammos had always been perfect, and you know, once in a while they do a sono thinking something was different, but most of the time they were fine and negative. However, when we did the MRI, we did find something. So I would like to encourage people to not just settle for the mammos anymore. I don't really remember having any anxiety, just tiredness. It is very draining to have to go to radiation treatments every single day. It actually takes you longer to get changed and in and out of your clothes than it does to get the treatment done. I remember being fearful. Am I going to see my kids grow up? Am I going to see my husband for the rest of my life? I think those are all natural feelings in any sickness, not just cancer. My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was in her 70s, and she ended up having to lose her right breast to cancer. She did not have the positive or the negative receptors. She had positive receptors, which was similar with me. So she didn't have to go through the chemo. She only had to go through radiation, which is similar to my travels with it. I often kidded with my doctor that the only reason they gave me a lumpectomy was because my boobs were too big and they had plenty to work with. But that's the way it goes. I'm happy they're still there, but if it ever shows up again, they're gone. My sister, unfortunately, had cancer when she was much younger. She would have been 62 this year, and she was only 55 at the time. When she was diagnosed, she didn't recognize the signs right away. She had kind of been avoiding doing the things you should do with a history in your family, and it got ahead of her. And unfortunately, it also was very aggressive what she had. She ended up having the triple negative. And so therefore she went through a lot of chemo treatments and a lot of radiation, as well as losing her right breast. That's the only similarity between all of it, is we all had it in the right breast, but she ended up having the triple negative, so a much more aggressive disease, and we knew that eventually that would mean it would probably go somewhere else, and unfortunately it did. My sister also passed this year, so I'm suffering that loss right now, and part of this is for her. It's kind of an honor to her because she was so strong when she had her cancer and went through an awful lot more than me. But she's always been my rock and with me, and I know she's with me right now, so to help me get through this without crying. Crying is okay, yes. There is time for crying, but there's also time for joy, in that you don't realize how strong a person you can really be until you go through something as devastating as cancer. And I think the word scares everybody naturally. Back in the day, say when my mother even had cancer, that you whispered it, you never spoke about it. Now we go out and have marathons and raise money and enjoy each other's company. And I love that. And I'm very involved in that still locally. We've been together 27 years. We've been married 23. We did a whole different venue of how to do things right. Come from a big old Catholic upbringing who says you have to do it a certain way, but I went the other route, and we had our son. We bought a house. We had our daughter, and then we decided to get married and make it solid, and we've been together ever since. So. And I hope to continue many more years of it, because we just bought a new house out in New Mexico. So. I have a daughter and I have a son, and you have to worry about the boys as much as the girls. And I actually had the genetic testing done this year just because I wanted to be on the safe side with all this, and forced my insurance company to give me another MRI at my 5-year mark, which they did. and covered most of it. I am worried about the future for my children, but it isn't in my genetics, so we're not sure exactly where this all started. I lived in an area when I was younger that has had a lot of talk of cancer issues because of the factories and the dyes they use down in the Triple Cities. It could have been that. It could be our whole environment entirely. I think the scariest part is just hearing the word. What kept me going was just posting something pink every day on Facebook and getting back to work as soon as possible and doing what I had to do to make life go on as if it wasn't there. And I continue to do that. It's like, it's not there now. We will test for it every once in a while, but it's not there now and we're good. I have many tattoos. My first tattoo, I have to show off first, I guess, was because we go to Amy's slumber party every year in Syracuse. I'm a happy, lucky 6-year time winner. My second one was in honor of my sister-in-law's 1-year anniversary. My sister just had her surgery, and in honor of my mom, which was, of course, the pink ribbon for breast cancer. And I got a butterfly just because I love butterflies. But that was my second tattoo, and it was just a year after that I was diagnosed. So it's kind of special to me anyways, because it's right over on this side, not on that side, but you know, over my heart is the reason. And then I've gotten one for my husband and me, which my husband is the daytime and I'm a night person. But that I got after I had my surgery. It was kind of like my gift to me. And then over the years I've gotten many more. I have a cross on my back with flowers. I have a beautiful watercolor that I love. And the latest is my glorious henna. This was originally a real henna that stretched all the way down to my fingertips. And my beautiful artist, I love her to death. I told her I was getting it done permanent because I couldn't afford to have it done every other week because I loved it so much. And my nephew happens to be a tattoo artist, so he did this great recreation for me. So yes, once you get one tattoo, you get hooked. Oh, all the time. My husband makes me feel sexy. Somebody who says no matter what I'm in or what I look like, and he's in love with me, that's what makes a woman feel sexy. And he does so much for me, I can't. It's scary as hell, but don't let it overtake your life. Your life is way too important to let it take over. You're stronger than you think. God does not give you any more than you can handle, and he will help you through it too. As far as changes, probably just to be more aware and be more outspoken to tell people this is not something to mess with. And the sooner you get it, the sooner you'll be feeling better and possibly having a much longer life because of catching it early. There's reasons the doctors tell us to get certain treatments and do certain tests. And I've been a big advocate with my friends all along, and more so now with my family, to say, hey, you can't goof around with it. There's been 3 of us now in the family. So, and then, you know, even my sister-in-law who went through it too, but at least we had a lot more to talk about and understand about the whole process. So, and the fact that there's a lot of people out there going through this, and there's a lot of support that you can just talk out your feelings or ask questions, and don't be afraid. No question is stupid. It's your life. It's your body. You want to take care of it. I think partly because it honors my sister in a way, something I can do in honor of her. Something that makes me feel good about the fact that I am a survivor, and it's something to say, to be accomplished, to say, hey, I made it and you can too. And to hopefully help someone trigger to say, okay, it's not the worst thing that can happen in my life. It's a part of my life and always will be, but you can get over the hump with it. Well, actually, once you have breast cancer, you're pretty much felt up, as I said, more than I was in my 20s, because I was going to one doctor or another every other week or every other day. And I that was very comfortable because to me, it's like, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's purely my body. It's not in the greatest shape right now, partly because of the radiation that shrunk poor Erd more than he was from Ferd before. And it was very comfortable, and I would love to be, I'm so proud to be in this project. I'm happy I said yes.